We've come to Brighton Beach to test out the new 23mm f1.2 Voigtlander Nokton D lens, which is an APS-C lens for the Nikon Z mount. I put it on my Z50. We're going to do some street photography. We're going to do a bit of arcades and see how it performs.
Fish and chips time.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that's really impressed me is how small the light lens is, especially if you're thinking about 1.2 aperture. On camera like Z50 or ZFC, it's a beautiful package, so similar to 35mm 1.2. So having this lens, 35mm focal distance on DX, Nikon doesn't have anything. We have 28 to 0.8, which is also small and light, but it's a 42 focal distance. So this is nice and wide, really good for scene like this. So street photography, people, just, you know, situational stuff. And now in terms of build quality, it's something that we now can expect from any Voigtlander lenses. So it's a beautifully made. For this type of lens as well, it's actually fairly light compared to 50 Apple, but the focusing ring is nice and smooth. Aperture, while being at the rear, is nice and clicky. The lens hood, again, a metal, nice lens hood, and it's small as well, so it's not going to stick out when you shoot it.
The aperture ring is like Nikon lenses. It's near the body, not at the front like the 50, which is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, because some lenses have them at the front, some of them have it at the back.
I'll have to get used to that. Flowers.
Yeah, Becky found flowers.
You know, the close focusing distance on this lens is 18 centimeters.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
It's crazy close. The problem is that I can't trust the focus peaking on my Z50 100%, so.
All right, close it down to the maximum.
If I close it down to about f11, and go to about here. See, that's not the closest focusing distance, but it's nice. Let's see.
Becky approved.
Yeah.
Next time, we will do a video in a garden center.
Yeah, we will. Constantine's creeping, creeping, creeping.
I am a creepy, I'm like... Someone did that, there's a camera. It's difficult to use a camera after someone, isn't it?
It is, because now all your settings are different to all the settings that I would normally use.
But my settings produce better pictures. Any thoughts, Becky, to share?
The starbursts are very nice, but it has a bit more chromatic aberration than the 35 a little bit. A little bit more fringing, which is understandable. It's a much brighter day today than when we shot with the 35, to be honest. This is more my focal length, the 23. Like shooting at about a 35 street photography is much more comfortable for me than shooting with a 50. I actually prefer it. So I'm glad that they did a 23.
I think what you're looking forward to is actually a 35 upper lens for full frame body.
Yes, I am looking forward to that.
But this is just a taster at a much smaller price.
Yeah, and it actually looks beautiful on the ZFC, although we don't have the ZFC with us here today.
Exactly, and for some of you who have DX cameras, then this is going to be a nice companion.
It's good that they did a 23 because Nikon don't have something in this kind of area. They have their 28 prime, but they don't have something as wide as the 23, and we really need that. DX users need something that's a 35
Small
equivalent.
and wide.
Yeah, small and wide with a nice wide aperture so you can do that creative blurring. So what I would like to do next is do some tests with it wide open and look at the vignetting. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's go to the nightclub.
Having used the lens for half of the day, you used it for the first half.
I used it for 5 years.
Used it for the first half, I used it for the second half. It's nice that it's a 1.2 aperture, but it's not really practical to use it at 1.2.
So what would you say is the usable widest aperture you would shoot at? Is it f2? Is it f2.8?
I'd say it's about f2, which was similar to the 35, so it's kind of expected.
To get a little bit more freedom in terms of being slightly off the focusing range.
That's right. And the nice thing is that infinity starts around 2 meters. So what you could do, and what I would recommend if you're doing street photography, is just go between 5.6 to say f8 or f11, stick it at 2 meters or infinity, and then, then you let the camera work out the shutter speed for you.
Absolutely. On a bright sunny day like this, you can basically, shoot like this. It's called hyperfocal distance. You've got very sharp and great depth of field that you can just keep snapping away and get good results straight away. I hope you find this video useful. If you do like it, click like and subscribe. And if you're super thankful, there's a super thanks button as well. We will see you soon. What's going on? Copyright strike straight away. Boom. It's not a great angle, but it's fine.
Okay, Nokton D. Oh, great.
He's like, I'm done.
You're like, just give it up, guys.